Hi, this is Mia. This is the second video of the day. I am having my back go out, so I'm squirming even more than normal. Actually, I might not be squirming more than normal. I was just talking about Operation Nikki and people commenting about her weight and her processed foods when she has 3 kids. She's got this snack drawer and little sprinkles and little chocolates for her coffee. Like, in my mind, I'm like, if you put cream and sugar in your coffee, is pretty much the same thing as, you know, putting a, what are those, not Ghirardelli, what are those balls, Lindor Lints that you pull apart, anyways, cute little things that make somebody's day. I don't know why people had to judge. Would you want her just to drink water and eat one carrot stick for breakfast because she's bigger than them? She could have been 600 pounds for all we know. Oh, my back is really out. What I wanted to talk about in this video is really brief, since my back is out and I have to go sit down. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was thinking yesterday of talking about some of the things that have been a common theme, but they're not titled that for the videos. So along the lines of somebody commenting negative comments on somebody about them, like this lady showing you how to organize a kitchen, not how to eat healthy or non-processed. Like, who cares? Like, yeah, she uses Clorox, she uses name brand cleaning products and soaps, and who cares? Like, she's got a life and a family and a husband and probably pets. Like, I don't know, in my mind, even if I thought it, I feel like it wouldn't be appropriate to go on someone else's channel and criticize them and have her come back and say that she's working with their doctors and that she'll share more about that later. But she has so many products. People are like, how do you even use all that makeup? And people are asking for old makeup. I'm like, that's kind of, I mean, hey, to each their own, but you use self-care, cleaning yourself, your home, your mind, your spirituality. That's amazing, like, to get it together to a point where your house is tidy and organized, and your mental and spiritual health is strong, and your physical health is strong enough to participate in all those scrubbing everything down every day and cleaning and making the beds. Like, I have depression along with everything else, and that gets hard. And it gets hard when my dreams and inspirations don't match that of my family members. Oh, I'm going to clean and vacuum the couch and vacuum all the beds when I do the bedding, and run the laundromat with all the sheets and replace stuff that's torn and sew stuff, like, and make a cute display in my kitchen. Like, nobody's interested in that but me. And so when I'm struggling with my physical and mental health, I don't have support in those areas, and so I pretty much give up. This looks gross. I think there's like a bug. Like, I don't know, guys, but I'm pretty sure that's a bug sac on the side of this nut. I don't want to throw it away. Oh, there's more bugs in here. I think, oh wait. You know what, I'm in doubt. I'm in doubt, I'm in doubt, guys. This whole thing could be a bug. I'm putting it in one of these. When you have friends and family and relatives that don't care, or that only want to criticize you, I just dropped it. I'm grossed out by that. I noticed, I thought it was just an extra cell and nut, but I didn't realize it had a bug sac hanging off of it. I've done this before where I prayed and meditated and asked God to guide me towards who I can trust. I think I just dropped this in the, no, I dropped it on the floor. Who I can trust. It's still in the package, guys. Who I can trust to be a friend. Just a friend, even if it's a relative. Who can God highlight? When I was in church, like regular church, I still go to a church where it's like silent. They were talking about the Bible verses, don't trust God. Everything was taken out of context, and there's also the verse where Jesus is fasting for 40 days. And is that the same one where the devil comes to him and says, jump off this mountain? There's there's at least two. Jump off this cliff, your angels of God will save you. And God, Jesus is like, no, I'm not going to test God that way. It's not appropriate. But like, what, you don't trust? So it's like, basically, if he accidentally fell, maybe the angels would rescue him. But the other story, somebody just says, God, give me a sign. And I do that sometimes. I say, God, I know the Bible said that not to ask to test you or to ask for a sign, but to have faith in you. But sometimes I still ask, and I feel like I'm committing a sin because I'm trying to. I did these lessons when I was younger, like half my life ago. Not like when I was a kid. I did different lessons when I was a kid, but when I was first clean and sober, so sometime around 2004, and a few years after that, I did these tests where I'd pray and meditate about like the color of that. I feel like my partner's home already. The color of that blind or hello. So I'm conflicted because I feel like I'm doing something wrong. So I heard this thing where I would practice hearing my higher power, and I can sound weird, and some people could say there's no such thing. That it could be your gut, your inner voice. That could be. Basically, when I got clean and sober, everyone said that you're bad. Now, so all of a sudden, I was a really bad person. How does that work? But I was self-medicating. Also, on things that a lot of people I know have a prescription for medication. Even for ADHD, I was self-medicating. For PTSD, pain, all that stuff. Surgery, after surgery medications, opiates after surgery. Tooth extraction, all that stuff that I have had, some of it prescribed. But I see these meds that I got a felony charge for more prescribed than anything else I see, besides like regular hypertension and cholesterol medications and diabetic medications. But for overall mind and body, I see the same things that I have a pretty permanent police record. But anyways, I would do these lessons. I'm squirming too because I don't like to talk about too much in depth about my healing process, which I probably should talk about. I probably could talk about it more to have someone who's had a similar idea, but I definitely feel guilty about just like, I'm not trying to test you, God, but I am. So I would like, there's some duct tape over here. I forgot about this too. Like, dear God, what color is that duct tape? And I was like, oh, I'm practicing from the voice of God, or an inner voice, versus what was supposedly called evil, stigmatized behavior. So my pastors criticized me for marrying my ex-husband and when I had 2 kids by the same man that I was married to. Like, what kind of church criticizes you? Like, anyways, guys. I mean, you know they were criticizing people that were cohabitating. But, I mean, it's just like, people come up to me, black and white and Asian and Latino, and they criticize me for anything. I could be sleeping off my front porch and people, like, this stuff happens, and they will come up to me, come out of their day, and come up to me and complain. But back to the point, because I gotta go. I know I'm out of time. Let's just say it from like an atheist point of view, or agnostic. That still small voice inside could be your own instincts, your own, what's the other word? When you are listening to your gut, when you see red flags, when you're inspired and you have goals and aspirations. Did I say the right word? That doesn't sound right. It sounds like you're like inhaling. particles of water. Anyways, sorry. You're going through life. This is how I see it. And there's actually was some pictures in my old Bible. This isn't even it, but it reminds me of it. Down a path of life, and then you have to choose the left path or the right path. How do you know? Sometimes you don't know until you take the path, and you might have to turn around to come back. You might fall off a cliff. You might end up at the circus. Who knows? You might end up at a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. This path, like, sometimes you don't know because it's like there's no sign, there's no map, there's no compass that tells you that you're trying to go a certain direction. So with friends and family, why do I have the insanity to keep going back when your gut knows? Like, say your gut senses something's telling me to go left. I don't know what it is. If you were in a life, I thought it was because of my behaviors that I was choosing the wrong paths all the time, but I realized that the abuse and the sexual assaults that were put upon me as a child and as an adult regularly for decades, over and over again, and me having no way to escape, knowing I needed to escape, having no escape, no help, no way to get any kind of legal protection, anything, until I went to school and got that through my school. But I ended up needing to discern when people said that I was an addict. Sorry. I mean, I didn't even, from age 21 or age 20, the end of age 20 to 27, 28, I swear I had less than 3 partial servings of alcohol. And I remember too, I was like taste testing some wine and some beer at a neighbor's party. Like, I don't even think, and I get a couple, I had my own wedding, my cousin's wedding, little bottles of champagne. I don't even think I drank though. Like, yeah, okay, I do remember drinking one time after I delivered my child. And it tastes like water. Someone watered down the liquor in Kentucky. Guys, anyways, this is a whole nother story. I'm on a tangent. But everyone told me how evil I was before and when I was clean and sober. Everyone that was around me. So I had this extreme guilt. I said, well, when I go to NA meetings, they say that you have the triangle of self-obsession and that your drugs, you didn't care about anyone, and they try to say, oh, nobody volunteered. Even in Al-Anon, like, nobody volunteered, and it's not, like, I volunteered all the time. Like, I was basically using the medications as medications. Like someone who needs it to go to work, or someone who needs to stay awake because they have narcolepsy, you know, but that's a whole nother story. But I felt really evil and bad, and so I had to train my brain to listen to the voice of goodness instead of the voice of badness, which was instilled upon me from being hurt as a child, using the alcohol to numb myself from the pain that I felt that was just like my back. You just 24/7, you can't get away from it. The screams, it cries in your head, and the flashbacks and nightmares every night, or I still have. So when it comes to what's in your heart and listening to your gut and sitting in a meditation, whether it's a Western or Eastern or African style of meditating, you know who your friends and family are. Sometimes they're really good actors. So I know in my heart that these people don't care, but I feel like I keep going back to them. Like the dog goes back to its vomit is in the Proverbs. I keep going back to something nasty. It's stinky and rancid. It's more rancid now than it was before, until it just washes away, basically, with no contact or death or whatever. And I always hope that people change. I changed myself a lot, and then I realized I wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But I listened to the pastors and the people in the meetings tell me, I'm not saying go away from that, but know who you are in yourself. And don't stand up and say I committed the crime when you didn't commit the crime. And I'm guilty of that. Character defect. Just to not make waves. Peace, guys. Be true to thine own self. I think I didn't say that right. There's the to thine own self be true. With that strength, you could still be like me. You watch a video. Oh, they got a giant mansion house. Oh, look how nice their car is. Oh, they got a $1,400 bill, or they got a $60 bill to buy like 5 grocery items. Be true to yourself. Tap into your spiritual path. It's like, make yourself like a tube. Protected. The walls protected, but not suffocating. And then when you need to rest, you rest without guilt. When you need to clean your dishes, you don't sit there like I do. You say, yeah, everybody said I was a slob. Just look, here's the evidence. Like, you're a human who uses dishes. Period. Whether you washed them last night, last month, or today, like some people, as soon as they they wash their plate. Like my son. Or they say, hey, I'm going to fill up the dishwasher and then run that. Or I'm going to reuse the plate like I do until I misplace them all. And then it's like, oh, okay. Like a crooked tree, there's a lot of adverse things and hurricanes, and it's gonna die eventually, maybe, but it keeps going up to the light as much as it can, and it keeps the foundational part of the tree is the root system keeps growing and getting all its nutrients. If you just stick a big tree in the ground with no roots, it's gonna fall unless you prop it up somehow. So we gotta just keep growing in all directions. Peace. Good day.